first time. Oh, this didn't turn up the 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 first time. Oh, this didn't turn up.
Clever Dick.
For Yorkshire!
Is there anybody there?
-5 stars!
And it's lights out, and away we go! Oh, a little bit of the bubbly!
What are those?
And welcome back to the Buzzsaw Studio Theatre live from Sussex. I suppose if I'm going to have a blue screen of death, which I haven't had for a little while, it's best for it to happen 1 second before I launch the first question. Oh, no camera. Rip. Rip camera. Come join. I've set up a new room just because it's easier. Why they no camera? Well, that's very strange, isn't it? Has it gone off? Have I unplugged it underneath my desk? Camera. This is all going brilliantly. Which one is that? That's that one there, which comes down to there. Have you come out? Have you come out? Let's try that, shall we? Are you back, little camera? No. Oh, now you are. Good. Okay, Pog. Right, there's the room code, SLCH. Same as before. I need to press that button. Go to wide. Let's meet our players. Oh, what do you know? They're the same players and with We Like Shape S again. So I'm going to have to fix that again. It's a weird sense of deja vu happening here. There we go. Guys, I'm going to skip the introductions because I imagine you want to get to the quizzing at this point in time. So Claire goes like this.
Bomb, 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 bomb.
And Shapes goes like this.
What are birds? We just don't know.
We just don't know, and we don't know why my computer keeps crashing, but I'm grateful it hasn't done it for a while and it did it there, not midway through any of the games that we're playing tonight. Let's get on with this. I've done the rules are the same. You happy with the rules?
Yes.
Audience, are you happy with the rules? Excellent. Great. Fingers on buzzers. Let's launch our first puzzle. And we are looking for colours on Joseph's amazing Technicolor Dreamcoats.
Bomb, 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 bomb.
Claire.
Scarlet.
Here's a good start. Shapes, your clock's on.
Bomb, 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 bomb.
Claire.
Azure.
Azure is also there. Shapes, you need to find all three to stop Claire taking.
We just don't know.
And Shapes, what have you found?
Orange.
Orange. Yes, you've got an orange right there. 2 to go. Shapes, your clock is still on.
What are birds? We just
Shapes
don't
to
know.
tie.
Chocolate.
Chocolate is there. There is one more to reveal. You've stopped the clock. First to find it wins first point. Few in the audience are finding it. Who's going to get to the buzzer first?
What are birds? We just don't
It's
know.
shapes.
Silver.
That's the one, and you've cleared
Well
that
done.
board. Claire getting off to a very strong start there, but Shapes able to keep calm under the pressure and pull back. We have found all 5. There's no more to reveal, so well done if you got some points in the audience. Let's go on to puzzle number 2, and we are looking for tropical fruits.
Bon, 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 bon.
Claire,
Pineapple.
pineapple is there. Shapes clock's on.
Bon, 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 bon.
Claire again.
Orange.
Orange is there for a second time. Well spotted. Pressure again. A bit of deja vu here.
What are birds? We just don't know.
Shapes.
Papaya.
Papaya is there. Clock is still on. And Shapes, you're out of time.
Oh,
Claire
God,
is
that's
going
quickly,
to
doesn't
take
it?
that. It does go fast. Yes, it does. Not clearing the board. So
I've just
Claire was.
spotted one.
What have you seen, Claire?
Yeah. I've just seen jackfruit going up.
Jackfruit is there, and the other one that you missed out was lychee. We accidentally had some syrup, some coffee syrup sent to us that was lychee flavoured instead of caramel. I mean, how they made that mistake, I don't quite know. We still got it because nobody on this planet likes that. It's one apiece as we go into the final trivia search. Fingers on buzzers. We're looking for mobile phone networks.
What are birds? We just don't know.
Shapes.
Gift gaff.
Gift gaff is there. It's a good start. Well, only I will send it to you. Claire, you need to buzz to stop that clock.
Bon, 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 bon.
Yes, Claire.
Vodafone.
Vodafone is there. You've stopped your clock. It's one apiece.
Bon, 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 bon.
And Claire again to take the lead.
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile, good spot. There's 2 left in here. Shapes, your clock is on
What are
now.
birds? We just don't know.
And to stop it, Shapes.
I know what the room's like. Orange.
Orange. You'd think, wouldn't you? It's not in there. That's the sort of thing he'd do, but he's caught you out there. Your clock's still on, and a chance for Claire to steal.
What are birds?
I can hear
We
you
just don't know.
clicking. Wait till you're unlocked, Shapes.
3.
3 is there. You've stopped the clock. There is one more in there.
What
And whoever...
are birds? We just don't know.
Shapes.
Verizon.
Verizon is the one. Well spotted.
I was
And
looking at
it's
it backwards going, Nozirev. What's that?
Nozirev. Yeah, that's not a thing. Shapes with the comeback there again, despite a couple of locks out and falling into a Run's little heffalump trap. Yes, orange in the first 2, but not in the third, despite it possibly being a valid answer. No more answers to reveal. It's been a very close match, but it's Shapes who takes that first chevron. Well done to all our audience players. I'm getting lots of little italic orange lines in my debug console here, which means lots of players have found answers. Hopefully you can see your scores right there, and hopefully you've now got an opportunity to suggest a title for this episode. But if you don't want to, then don't worry, you can do it at the end of the next round. I'll give you a couple of seconds. Claire, how did that go for you? Was it just like riding a bike, coming back to it a year and a half later?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly like that. Those were really nice. I just, I lost it after maybe a couple.
Shapes, how did you find that?
I have memory from the first puzzle from sort of not being very good at that round, so sort of finding multiple words in any grid was quite sort
Pleasing.
of happy making.
Absolutely. To the people saying EE in the chat, yeah, it's something I discussed with Colo, and I was supposed to say they're all 5 letters or more. That should be a default in this round anyway. But yes, technically EE was there. If someone had said EE, I would have said that's not right, but I wouldn't have frozen you out. So there we go. So I'm hoping some people can suggest a title. I don't know if some people can and some people can't. It's a weird quirk, and I'm going to nix the automatically bringing people into the game because otherwise we may not have any title suggestions at the end. But hopefully you've got some points, if nothing else. We're going to move on because time is already against us. Let's go to the auction house. So in this here round, you'll go back and forth, bidding 1, 2, or 3 more than your opponent in a bid to try and name a list of things on a certain subject. You'll then have 10 seconds to name each one to me in voice, and if you are correct, it takes 1 off the list of things you need to find, and if you find all of the things on your list, you get a point. If you find a wrong answer, your opponent gets the point. Simple as that. First to 2 points wins the chevron. If you're playing along in the audience, the objective for you is to give an answer that is correct but rare, because you get more points the longer it takes for one of the hot seat players to say it. So you only give one answer and you've got to do it before one of them challenges, so make sure you're typing reasonably quickly. Hope that is all clear to you, and we're going to launch this puzzle, and we're looking for films with one-word titles that have won the Best Picture Oscar since 1980. Shapes, you are in control. Would you like to start with 1, 2, or 3?
2, please.
2. Well, it's all in you. The power is in your hands. There we go. Yeah, sorry, that's a new feature this year. Claire, coming to you. Any more for any more? Ooh. We're up to 3. Shapes. Feel free to needle each other if you like. A bit of friendly needling.
I can't needle anybody.
We're up to 4 now. Claire? Challenge has been set. Shapes, give me your first.
Nomadland.
Nomadland. That's a good start.
Argo.
Argo. Yeah, you can have that. 2 more.
Oh god, I've forgotten. Moonlight.
Moonlight. Yes, not La La Land.
Oh god,
1 more for the point.
No.
And that's time. I'm gonna have to mark you. I'm gonna have to mark you as wrong, Shapes.
I had another one and I can't remember what it was.
Claire.
Parasite?
Parasite was definitely there.
Yes, that was it.
The other one that ends in light as well, isn't there another one?
Spotlight,
I
yeah,
can't
Spotlight and
Spotlight,
Moonlight
that's
were both there. Other ones you could have had Amadeus, Braveheart, Chicago, Coda, Crash, Gandhi, Gladiator, Parasite, which you've said, Platoon, Spotlight, which we said, Titanic, and Unforgiven were the other answers up there.
So many.
So quite a lot of them. There were quite a few up there. Well done if you picked up some points in the audience game. Claire, you're going to be in control of this next one, and we're looking for the US states without a coastline. 1, 2, or 3 to start us off. Claire, straight in with a 3. Shapes are coming to you. Just 1 more, up to 4. Claire, any more? And we're at 5. Shapes. Oh, another 2. We're up to 7. And there's the challenge. Shapes, off you go.
North Dakota.
North Dakota is a good start.
South Dakota.
Seems a logical one to go to next.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Coastline on Minnesota? It's not on my list. I mean, I'm going to check it because it feels like it should be landlocked.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at Minnesota and it has got a coastline with Lake Superior.
Sorry.
Yeah, is that a coastline?
Do lakes count as coast?
That's a really interesting point. I'm just looking at it on the map, and I'm going to confer with Arun because I can give you that if we decide that that is in fact a correct answer. But just looking at the lake, there is a continuous body of water all the way. Oh no, it sort of breaks off at Buffalo. Arun, I can't see a coastline there unless we count this tiny little bit of this place where Big Island is. Colo or Arun, if you are here as my sort of go-to adjudicators, what do you think about this? So we're not going to say any more, just in case we need to make a decision. It looks to me like it's got a coastline with a lake, which wouldn't qualify as a coastline, I don't think. What do we think, adjudicating panel? I don't know if Arun is here, actually. I think Kolo's here. Kolo's just going to check. My inclination is to allow that as a non-coastline country, but Kolo's just going to double-check that one for me. And what I will say, Shapes, is that if we do give this as correct, you will be back in the game and still need to name 4. So think of this as free thinking time.
Okay.
And I will give you a warning before I add it to the list. But I'm glad I added this thing in. I'm just checking my list. It's definitely not on my list. I haven't just missed it. But we'll wait for a ruling from Kolo. Coastline is defined as a point where the land meets the ocean. By which definition I would say Minnesota would count as landlocked. Just going to wait for Kolo to give the final ruling. Thank you for your patience. This is normally done in post. Really complicated, says Kolo. Room code will be there at the end of the round, Tigo. Kolo, I don't know if you... it is and isn't there is not a definitive answer. In which case, I am going to allow it. I'm going to use my own instinct, and based on the fact that I wouldn't classify a lake as having a coastline, I think I'm going to allow that. So, Shapes, I need another 4 from you, and that time will continue now.
Idaho.
Idaho is correct. 3 to go.
Iowa.
Correct. 2 more.
Utah.
And 1 more.
Nevada.
Would have been really sad if you had got to the point I got the last one wrong, but no, you've got there.
It would have been quite on brand.
It would have been on brand. It's one apiece once again. Very well played there. Say that contention on Minnesota notwithstanding, and I'm glad I was able to add that into the list. Arizona, Arkansas, Colorado, Kansas, Kentucky, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Vermont, West Virginia, and Wyoming were your other answers you could have had there. No, Minnesota. Unfortunately, I can't override the lobby game. If you said Minnesota and it was marked as wrong, then it's marked as wrong. I can't do anything about that, I am afraid. So apologies if you did say Minnesota. Take some moral points. Let's go on to the next puzzle and see who's in control. It's going to be Shapes, and we're looking for chemical elements whose names end in a letter other than M or N. Starting with 2. Claire, to you. And up to 3. 1 more from Shapes. They're keeping quiet. Not too much ribbing going on. Another 1. We're now up to 5. Shapes. Shapes pressing up for 6. There's the challenge. Shapes, off you go.
Antimony.
Good start.
Gold.
Of course.
Silver. Sorry.
Silver is there.
Manganese.
2 more.
Cobalt.
Cobalt. And 1 more.
Oh, God.
Quick.
No.
And you are out of time. I'm going to have to mark it wrong. So Claire is going to take that point. And it's 2 to 1. Claire, copper is definitely there.
God, don't please.
Oh, that noise means there's a raid coming into this Chaos stream. Who could it possibly be? It's Crossweird TV with a party of 27. Hello, Crossweird TV. That's a new name I've not seen before, but welcome to Quiz Central. Bus Stop TV, welcome on in. Raiders, hope you're all well. Thank you very much, Crossweird TV, for that raid. Other answers you could have had there: arsenic, astatine, bismuth, bromine, chlorine, copper, fluorine, iodine, lead, mercury, nickel, phosphorus, sulfur, tennessine, and zinc indeed. So after 3 puzzles, it was neck and neck once again, but it's Claire who gets the advantage there. And Claire, you've stolen a chevron back. I'm going to take just a very brief pause to say hello to our raiders, Bus Stop TV. Welcome on in, Crossweird TV. Thank you for that raid. So good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Joe Adultman, Cross Raid, and Eternal Gremmy, Bismuth, back at you. Thank you very much for coming to join. My name is Royal Flush. This is a show we do called Game Night, and on this show, it is Buzz Off, the first of 3 games we're going to be playing this evening. This is a tournament game where it is currently 5-4 to Claire, who's playing Shapes. Whoever wins this goes on to the semi-finals. We do a number of different interactive quiz and game shows here, so you're very welcome to come and join in. And if you want to join in with this game, you can see the code at the bottom. Go to hackbox.ca and join with the code SLCH. Thank you again for that raid. Eternal Gremmy, welcome to the stream. And we're going to go on with the game. Claire, pulling one back right there. That must be a relief.
Oh, I genuinely didn't think that was going to happen. I'm always really nervous on those, so I tend to challenge relatively early. I was hoping putting the pressure on would help, really.
It's paid off for you there. Shapes, a couple there, you're getting down to within 1 and then just sort of letting it slip away. Was it the pressure of the winding down clock?
Yeah, the sort of just suddenly completely blanking, not even be able to sort of put letters in front of my face to sort of make... I
think it's to do with the lights and the studio environment and the pressure of being there and that sound, but...
It was like I was trying to think of ones with A or B at the end and coming up blank. And if I'd got on C, maybe I'd
could have come to zinc, maybe.
Zinc quickly enough.
Not to worry. Still lots of time, still early days. 2 more rounds to go. It's 5-4 to Claire. As we move on to round number 3, it's the time warp. So on this one, you'll be shown 2 statements, each of which has a numerical answer. The first half of each puzzle will go up to 1 year, and the second half will go from that year up to minus. Basically, the end point of the first is the start point of the one in the middle. That's a really terrible way of explaining it. Basically, all you've got to do is hit the buzzer when you think the arrow is pointing to the year or the number that is the answer to the question. Simple as that. Word of warning for you, your arrows won't stop on screen, but you will get a response on your Hackbox device saying you have stopped at this number. So it's not just about knowing the information, it's about estimating where the arrow is relative to the other numbers. The arrow will take exactly 15 seconds to get from the start to the finish, so it will be somewhere within that gap, and do try and buzz before the end. Audience, exactly the same game for you, except if you don't buzz before the end of the 15 seconds, then you are frozen out and you don't get any points. But keep an eye on your Hatbox devices. It will go up in increments of 5%, so you can hopefully do a little bit of maths to keep on track with that. Hope you're both happy with the rules. Let's go to our first puzzle, which is... in seconds, what is the current world record for running 1,500 metres? Shapes has muted. Claire, I might suggest you do the same because you can often hear each other clicking your devices, which might give away that your opponent has buzzed. You might want to leave yourself loud to do some red herrings, entirely up to you. The answer is somewhere between 60 and 630. 15 seconds, and your slider starts now. And the noise has stopped, which means both players have buzzed. Let's set the arrows to the correct positions.
Birds. We just don't know.
And Shane stopped quite early there. Claire going just after the midpoint. Current world record for running 1,500 metres in seconds. The correct answer is... 206. Shapes the closest there, and still a bit too far. Claire 179 away, Shapes 23 away. You got the first half, but in order to get a full point, you have got to win both of them, or you've got to have an advantage. So if Claire wins this one, there'll be no points given out. Lots of opportunities for ties in this round. Let's load in the second half. In seconds, what is the current world record for swimming 1,500 metres? Very a run-style question. Similar, just changing one word. It's somewhere between 630 and 1,200 seconds, and your slider starts now. And the noise has stopped, which means both players have buzzed. Let's see where they stopped.
Birds. We just don't know.
Ooh, a bit closer here. Claire stopping slightly before Shapes. Swimming 1,500 metres. The correct answer is 871. So Shapes within a few there, just 22 away. Claire a lot closer there, 77. But it was Shapes who was closer. He gets the 2 points and he gets the first light on his podium. So Shapes is one up as we clear that board and we go on to the next one. Somewhere between 881 and 21,278. What is the circumference of Earth's moon around its equator in kilometres? It's quite a big range there, but still 15 seconds to place it, and the slider starts now. The noise has stopped, which means both players have buzzed. Let's set your arrows to where you stopped.
Birds. We just don't know.
Again, not a lot between. I mean, there might be a lot of numbers between it, but relative to the line, not a huge amount. Claire stopping first, Shapes just after. Let's take a look at the correct answer, which is 10,917. Shapes getting a bit closer there. 1867 away. Claire 3342 away. Not bad guesses from both of you, but Shapes has got the first half. Shapes, if you win this one, you will win the round and the chevron. Let's load in the second half. What is the circumference of Mars around its equator in kilometres? Again, just a one-word change, and it's somewhere between 21,278 and 41,675. And your sliders start now. And the noise has stopped, which means both players have buzzed. Let's set the arrows to where you stop.
Birds. We just don't know.
Bit of a disparity here. Shapes buzzing earlier, Claire buzzing a bit later. Both of you about equidistant from the midpoint. Let's take a look. The correct answer is way down the other end, 21,343. Shapes 7,414 away, and Claire 12,103. So Shapes is once again closer, winning the second half of that puzzle and its second point, which means Shapes, you've also won a chevron. Well, it's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But as we go to the final round, it is Shapes who has the advantage. 5 plays 4. Claire, just Shapes just very, very accurate there.
Yeah, I mean, the game is about guessing the numbers that are there as well as like getting it right, and so I did really badly on both parts.
Well, you gave it a good go. Say you weren't far away on a couple of them, but Shapes, you were just a little bit tight on there. I mean, were those things that you knew? Did you know the answers and were just trying to work out the maths?
They were guesstimates mostly. The only one I had confidence on was the first one, the 1,500 meters when running.
Right.
I knew that swimming was slower, but given that the whole of the second range was more than the whole of the first range, that sort of didn't get me any closer. So I've just had a charmed life in this round in this competition so far. In the qualifiers, all my guesses were coming off as well. It's like this is another round I wasn't great at in the first buzz off. So
make it 18 months has gone by. Maybe it's something has come off by osmosis. But you have got the advantage going into the final. But you do know it is not all over yet. You've only got a 1 chevron advantage, and remember, 1 correct answer in this changes the scores entirely. And of course, this is the round that you are both very intimately familiar with, and have got trophies to show how good you are at this style of round. Let's go to round 4. It's on the buzzer. So, Claire and Shapes, you are going to see a series of seemingly unconnected clues. All you need to do is buzz in and tell me when you know what it is I am talking about. If you buzz in and are correct, you win a chevron. If you buzz in and are incorrect, you are locked out for 2 clues, thus giving your opponent some free information. It's as simple as that. If you're playing in the audience game, you get a maximum of 2 guesses, and the earlier you guess correctly, the more points you get. It works similarly to my online-only Connect in that there are keywords associated with each puzzle, so you don't have to get an exact answer that's on my card, but there will be a keyword, possibly 2 keywords associated with each puzzle. Simple as that. Buzz in as soon as you dare. but you're frozen out for 2 clues if you're wrong. Good luck to you both. Let's go to puzzle number 1. Buzz when you know what I'm talking about. Caring type. Round advertisement. Convey average.
Bon, 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 bon.
Claire.
They both mean the same word, so caring type is both kind, convey and average is both mean.
Stout.
Round.
Yeah, that's,
I don't know that one.
No, it'll do it for me. Homonyms of what I've got on the card, you can absolutely have that.
Circular.
Yeah, they got a bit both circular. Yeah, so they'd have got a bit more patent was what we're after as it went on. Follow or part of a plant, up to date or flow of water. But yeah, we did some very careful things with the splitting of the lines there, but very well spotted, Claire. You've got that chevron. Well played, and well done if you got there before Claire in the audience game. Claire takes the lead, 5 plays 4. I will tell you both for nothing, this next one is a picture round. The pictures will not appear on your Hackbox devices, so if you're playing with latency in the audience game, you're going to need to look at the screen for a minute. Okie dokie. Buzz when you know what I'm talking about. 10 clues in this round. Here's the first.
What are birds? We just don't know.
Shapes?
Their surnames are colours.
Not enough, I'm afraid. You are frozen out for 2 clues. 2 free pieces of information for you, Claire, starting with this one. And number 4.
Bon, 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 bon.
Claire.
Black and white.
Can you give me any more?
They're all black and so it's Betty White. She's in black and white. There's
That's
Black
what I wanted.
Sabbath,
That's
White
what you need to say the same thing again. You've said what I was.
Okay,
I was toying
okay,
that I was probably going to give that to you. I discussed this with Colo and with Arun. The answer here, which I'm going to give to you, it's black and white in black and white is what we wanted there. So colours was not enough there, Shapes, I'm afraid. You'd have gone on to, yes, you're right, you've got, I can't remember what that first one is.
Roger Black.
Roger Black. That's Roger Black, Betty White, Black Sabbath, The White Stripes, Black Pudding, White Russian, Black Jack, The White Cliffs of Dover, Black Panther, and The White House, all in black and white. Yes, black and white in black and white. Well done, Claire. You've got another chevron. No more picture rounds. Putting some pressure onto Shapes here. Here is the next one. It is a match point. Claire, if you get this one, you've won the game. Buzz when you know what I'm talking about. Bats. Blank. Dre. Blank. Blank yap.
What are birds? We just don't know.
Shapes.
So if you put the word backwards into the gaps, you get a word. Backstab, backyard, payback.
That's good enough for me. I'm going to accept that. Yeah. Well done. They are backwards. To be more specific
nice.
there. The word back was the key to that one. But yes, if you put the word back in there and spell them backwards, you get backwards. Backwards spelt backwards. Very well played, Shapes, just getting that after 3 clues. You take a chevron back and protect that match point with 2 puzzles to go. It's still going to be a match point, and Claire still has the advantage 5-4. On we go to puzzle number 4. Buzz when you know what I'm talking about. 10 equals gone. Nine equals conflict. $23 equals locked. 1 equals unauthorized. Claire.
Are these? They come after 4 HTTP codes, error codes.
That's what I've got here. HTTP error codes, bang on. And yes, there's 4XX. So yeah, 40XX. So forbidden. I'm a teapot one is there, and of course the 404 not found. HTTP error codes is what we wanted. Very well played, Claire. Shapes, you put up a great battle there, but unfortunately Claire has taken the chevron. There aren't enough questions left to come back, which means Claire is the winner.
Well played.
Oh my god.
And Claire, champion. If this was an Only Connect Champion of Champions battle, I didn't think we were going to get through many clues on each of those last puzzles, but you two have just been unbelievably strong there. And a run gets one of them back as well, because we obviously didn't see puzzle number 5. Shapes, commiserations. It does mean we have to lose you from the tournament, and you've been such a splendid player, and we will miss your birds as well as your wonderful personality. But have you had a good time?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Good. I had to think about that one just a little bit, but
I know. It's always a bit of a thing straight after, sort of not winning. Sort of shell shocked for a bit afterwards.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, we'll let you get on and have a lie down after the pressure of that. Claire, congratulations! Live from Hackney, you are through to the semi-finals.
Ooh, awesome. Oh, that was so fun. Oh, that was such a great pack.
It was. I have to give kudos to Arun for that pack. Really, really good pack. Really good questions in there. And Claire, you get to come back and do it all over again at some point in August. I know you've got a couple of dates where you're away, so we're going to look at who you're going to be playing with. In fact, we know who you're going to be playing against. It's our dear friend Samster, who won the other half of this bracket. So you and Samster in the final. The rematch. You in the semi-final. Last year it was the final. This year it's the semi-final. That's got to be quite exciting.
Yep.
Someone in chat saying who? He's some weird guy from the Midlands.
I've never heard of him.
He's quite good at quiz, but yeah, he's an odd one. Well, we look forward to seeing how that plays out in the future. Thank you both very much for joining me. I shall pop you back into the green room. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, and we'll see you a bit later on.
Thank you.
Thanks,
guys. Take care. Bye-bye. So, lovely stuff there from Claire and Shapes. I'm going to press the display leaderboard button and see what happens. Okay, there's a load of empty ones, which I still haven't fixed. I should probably put in a filter, which only shows it if you've got more than 0. But, there we go. There's some players with names, and there's one with 1452 and no name. But yes, go get the correct order now. That bug I did fix. Up to the next one. Noel Hypo getting 39.60, top of that board. 17th place there. Very good, very good. On we go, leaderboard. Of course, you might want to scan through to see your name. Bassoonist in 16th, Jogging in 15th, Mr. Vertigo 14th, still got 13th. No idea who's in 12th and 9th, but Stimson Sangle in 10th and Fetz in 11th. And into our top 8 this week, who have we got? Ralph in 8th, Cementster in 7th, AB Me in 6th, Zeus in 5th, Toot in 4th, Mark in 3rd, Toppy Woppy in 2nd, and by 21 points, Stravdy takes the top with 66.90, though Toppy with a very nice 66.69. Very nice indeed. And all that is left from this episode is for me to pick a title, because of course we have anonymised who has made these suggestions. I don't know who suggested that, if that was on purpose or not, but yeah, I'm not going with that one. Next on BBC 2, Michael Portillo gets in trouble with the sheep. That's Michael Portillo. You done it now. That could have worked. It's a bit long, I think. That could work. That is appropriate for the pub, but I'm probably not going to go. Let's go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for all this to blow over. That's appropriate. I think it could be that one. There we go. Very well done. There's a few on this theme. This didn't turn up the first time. Yeah, that's quite funny. What are birds? Only a primitive text message network. That's quite nice. Bonbon Birds was also quite good. Hackney Box, I really like. But there's always got to be one. There's appealing to the dad humour in me. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't go away, because after the break, we are going to be playing Cryptex, as written by Ianyo. Should be a really, really good pack. I hope you'll stick around. Commiserations to Shapes. Congratulations to Claire. Huge thanks to Arun for writing that, and to Kolo for his help with the proofing on it. You have been watching Orange, You're Glad I Didn't Say EE. Yes, we've got the Q dot back, of course we have. Don't go away, gang, because I'm going to put some bonus pennies up in just a moment. Let's put some music back on. Hopefully we won't have any more crashes tonight. You can hear this track again, for not the first time. Game Night Control is what I want. Very well done to Claire there, progressing to the semi-finals. And thanks to Samsa for that winning title suggestion there. Let's give you some buzz bonuses right there. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. So we're going to play some adverts, but so if you're not subbed, you'll see some adverts. If you are, you'll just get some music. But don't go away, because after the break, we have got Cryptex, as written by Ianyo. It's a really good pack, something for everybody in this, and you don't want to miss it. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. that's the fastest the title has ever landed on Cryptex. Good evening. Good evening. I've said good evening. Welcome back to the second part of tonight's game night, where it is Cryptex time. And yeah, the title doing the spinny thing, normally it has to force something to it at the end, but it got there early. Pen and paper would be strongly recommended, or Notepad++, or something like Google Sheets, something in that vein. Nothing for Googling, of course. But it is time for Cryptex for the first time this season. Pack comes to us from Ianyo. Really nice pack. Broad spectrum of difficulties in it. There's some trickier ones, there's some fairly friendly ones. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. There's no theme running through it, but it doesn't stop it being a thoroughly excellent pack. So if you would like to play Cryptex, and this is all done in Twitch chat, of course, not through Hackbox, you're going to need to type in this code. PNJX is what you need if you want to come and play Cryptex. Come on, chat. What are you doing? Not you, chat. I'm talking to my browser window, which is doing a funny. Anyway, welcome. There's lots of players joining because I forgot to reopen controls, so I didn't say hello to all our new friends. But Mantissa Dev, welcome. First time chatter there. Hope you're keeping well. And if I didn't say hello before, good evening, 8 Minky, Matt, Mr. Vertigo, David, Oni, Topper, Stimson's Angle, Shadowmane, Jogging, Bassoonist, Tiggo, Ianyo, G. Eisens, Ardenfett, Silent Marine, Stilgar, Prues, Mark, Shapes, Congolese Watermelons, Skull Count, ABME, Samster, Null, Hypo, Optimat, Puzzle Dan, Mantissa Dev, Jack, Dogfish, and anyone else who is lurking, loitering, and lingering in the chat. Very welcome to be here. Thank you for joining. For Cryptex, a game I quite like because I generally just have to press play and then read. That's the sole extent of the challenges in Cryptex. I'm really warm. I might have to open the window. Also, I'm not wearing glasses tonight. I've put contact lenses in for the first time in forever. I'll put my fan on, but I'm also charging my pipe at the moment. I've only got one USB-C spare. 47%. I'll put the fan on for Cryptex and then we'll charge for the duration of Google that later on. What do you think? Is what we will do. Come on, give me that lovely lukewarm air. That's the dream. Right, who have we got? ABME, Samster, David, Stimson's Angle, Shadowmane, Lupine, Mark, Mr. Vertigo, Null Hypo, Oni, Ardenfett, Opsimat, Toot, Dan, Jogging, Colo, Mantissa Dev, the Tiggo, Bassoonish, still got Jack, Sunbeam, Dogfish. Lovely to have you in. For this game, you will need to whisper to Persephone's Twitch bot. She'll be the one asking the questions. Hello, Shapes, welcome to the game. Persephone's Twitch bot will be the one asking the questions in the chat. Whisper to her. Anything you type into public chat will not be processed by the game and will likely be deleted by a moderator. Warm one this evening, yeah. Deepest, darkest Surrey. You're not deepest, darkest Surrey, are you? It's not deep and dark where you are. I thought you were in. You. As far as I was aware, Matt, you live somewhere where I know the name of, which means it can't be that deep and dark. Therein goes my logic on that, but I might be wrong. And yeah, it's still light here. What do we have? The longest day was yesterday, was it? So, we're going to Ianyo for this here question back. Like I say, it's got lots to like about it. You can join at any time, so if you're running a bit late, don't worry. The code will be on the screen for the duration of the game. 6, 12, 8, 24 players in though, which is very gratifying. I think we're just about ready to play. If you've not played before, the most important thing is to whisper to the bot. The instructions will be on the screen at the start of the round. But it's basically a big crossword. Big old crossword. So, without any further ado, I think we will begin this game. This is one of those nice automated games. Once I press play, it can't be stopped and the machine takes over. Which is nice in one sense because it means I don't have to worry about pressing buttons, but in the other sense, not so good because it means if something goes wrong or the coroutine slips or whatever, we've then got a problem because I can't restart it. Which is something a professional programmer would probably put in failsafes to avoid that, but all in good time. It's on the list. Right, let's get going. Exactly 2 rows of players, and here are the rules. For the first round, decryption. Every 20 seconds you will be presented an index number and an 8-letter clue. There are 8 clues in total. These clues will help you to crack the cryptex at the end of the round. Clue and the cryptex share the same letter in the index position. So, for example, you might be given 6 hopping Australian marsupial, the answer would be kangaroo. You need to take the 6th letter of that and put it into the 6th slot of your cryptex. And over the course of the round, that will start to form a word. After all 8 clues have been revealed, there'll be a 10-second break. At any time before the break, you may submit the answer to any of the clues that have been revealed. Each correct answer is worth 5 points. Any incorrect answers or repeats cost 1 point. After the break, crack the cryptex. You've got 1 attempt. Cracking the cryptex is worth 20 points. An incorrect answer costs 10 points. So the more that you solve, the more chance you have of cracking the cryptex. But remember, write down the index because you won't have a hope in hell's chance of trying to remember back to it. So what you can do is write down, so type kangaroo, for example, to get your 5 points to the bot, and then write down the R, which is why it's useful to have a pen and paper. Maybe set up a little grid of 8 letters across so you can write in the letters as they come along. Whisper to Persephone's Twitch bot, and yeah, use pen and paper. Cracking the cryptex is optional if you've got enough letters to work it out. It's worth 20 points if you get it right, but it costs you 10 if you're wrong. There is no penalty for abstention, so don't feel obligated. Hello, Clive, welcome on in. Don't feel obligated to try and crack the cryptex if you've only got 2 or 3 of them and you think, I haven't got a clue, it'd just be a guess. So, hopefully that's all clear. There are 2 puzzles in this round. All of the clues in the first 2 rounds will have exactly 8 letters in. So if you think of something and it's only got 5 letters, it's almost certainly wrong. So, 8 letters is what we're after. Good luck to you all. Let's play Cryptex. Starting with the first letter of the Cryptex is the first letter of this answer, which is they were paired with bread in ancient Rome. This was news to me. This is the only one in this first round I didn't have a scoobs on. No idea what was being on about, so no shame if you don't get this one. Mark's attempting it again despite having cracked it. Let's have another clue. For 2, somebody who opposes war and violence. You want the second letter of this word, pop it into the 2nd slot of your cryptex. I was expecting a bit more light there. And to the next, the 5th letter, the science of fungi. Take the 5th letter of this word, so answer this word for 5 points, and then take the 5th letter of it and slot it into the 5th slot of your cryptex. Hopefully it's going to start to form an 8-letter word, which you'll need to answer at the end of the round. You can still answer these puzzles even if they're no longer on, so if something comes to you on that one a bit later on, then you can still answer that one up until the break. Next one, 7th letter of 2016 Tony-nominated musical with music and lyrics by Sarah Bareilles. Apologies if I butchered the pronunciation. Eight letters. You want the 8th, an animated corpse and folklore, or how Leo got his first Best Actor win. A few people getting that one. Let's move on. Scandinavian dish of whitefish cured in lye. You want the 3rd letter. Another little tricky one here. If you're familiar with Fennoscandian cuisine, you might know this. On to the next. A utopia that was lost by John Milton. You want the 4th letter of this. And the music's about to ramp up, which means this is our last clue. February's purple birthstone. So any of the other clues that have gone, you can still answer them until the time runs out on this clue, and then you will be locked out for 10 seconds. During which time you need to have a look at your answers that you've given. Hopefully you've got enough letters there to work out what the cryptex is. And Toot getting 8 out of 8, and I think the only player to do so with 40 points right there. Can you work it out? Crack the cryptex. But the more letters you've got, the more chance you have of solving it, but you could still give it a go, even if you haven't got them all. Everyone else want to give it a go? Solution there was catalyst. Circuses were paired with bread, from where we got the C in ancient Rome. A pacifist is somebody who opposes war and violence, from where we got the A. Science of fungi is mycology, from where we got the L. The 2016 Tony-nominated musical was Waitress, from where we got the S. The animated corpse for folklore was a Revenant, from where we got the T. Fenno-Scandian dish of whitefish cured in light is lutefisk, from where we got the T. The Utopia lost by John Milton was Paradise, from where we got the A. And February's purple birthstone was Amethyst, from where we got the Y. That is the end of puzzle number 1. 2 with a lead of 60, getting all